on News Talk, we'll speak with 3 women entrepreneurs and 1 helpful husband entrepreneur on their experiences in the business world. First, we'll speak with Shari Stenzler and her husband, Andy Stenzler, the founders of Kidville. And later, we'll hear from 2 women who teach their clients to use fitness as a way to reach their personal goals.
From News Channel 8, this is News Talk. Here's your host.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Cooper. Bruce DuPoit is off today. We've got a great show lined up for you. It's nice to have you with us. First, we're starting off with Shari Stenzler and her husband, Andy Stenzler. Andy, we should start with you because it's such a popular chain here in Washington. First, you started Cozy's, and then you and Shari together, after you had your own company, a public relations firm that's extremely successful, then you decided enough success, I guess, wasn't enough success. You decided to take on the plight of all moms, including me, and you founded what is called Kidville. Now, we have a few pictures up, so why don't you tell us a little bit about the background of Kidville, how the idea came for you, and we'll show some pictures about what it looks like if you go inside one of your Kidvilles.
Okay, great. Kidville was conceived when after I had my first child, Kylie, who is now 5.5 years old. And I took her to a couple of mommy and me type classes after she was born, and I just felt that they were lacking in their offering, in their environment, everything that I kind of expected early on. It just did not meet my expectations.
Well, what happened is Shari came back from that first class with Kylie, and she got there and she had to drag the stroller down a flight of stairs into this converted dance studio, and that's where the music class was that day. And she came back and she goes, "You are going to die what it's like to be a mom in New York City."
Exactly.
And boom. And
same with New York. I mean, Washington, I so related to your description of that because there are lots of different places that offer all kinds of mommy and me classes, but it's not all inclusive. And
that's
so
right.
when I saw this idea of Kidville, I thought, finally a mommy who actually put her money where her mouth is and did what we all think, oh, this needs to exist somewhere. And now we're lucky enough to be getting it soon in the Rockville area. Tell us when Rockville's opening up and what it does have to offer.
Rockville's opening in September, and we're very, very excited about coming to the Rockville community. Basically, it is in Congressional Plaza, and it's a wonderful, wonderful space. And we're excited about the community, and it offers the whole wide array of programs that we offer.
Everything from little maestros to run, wiggle, paint, and giggle to big muscles for little babies.
So let's explain that. I haven't been inside at Kidville yet, but I've seen pictures of it. For the ones in New York, you walk into Kidville, there's immediately a place where the kids can get their hair cut, little airplanes, things like that.
Yes, exactly.
Best part, mommy can get a manicure while the kids get their hair cut. I mean, you're really talking our language here.
There's also a retail store. So many times when you're trying to do everything, with your children, it's a great place to get birthday gifts for other children, and it's just kind of a consolidation. So it just makes life easier for mom.
There we see actually one of the educational rooms and the gyms. So this is one of your facilities in New York City.
Yeah, sure.
So an area inside where kids can go, and what kind of a class would be taught inside a room like that?
So like New York City, the Rockville Kidville is 13,000 square feet. So we've got 2 enormous gymnasiums, and a class like that would have Kidville tumblers in it, or big muscles for little babies, or big muscles playtime. And then
so just slow it down and break down. Big muscles for little babies. I've got an 18-month-old. He doesn't have a lot of muscle. He's got fat little chubby
He's a
thighs.
graduate already for big muscles for little babies. Big muscles for little babies is for 6 through 12 months old, and then they go on to big muscle playtime, and they sort of move up, and we grow with the children and their parents.
So what could possibly a 6-month-old do?
Oh, 6-month-old do all sorts. They have little muscles, so they do all sorts of activities with their parents or caregivers that are there with them. They're going to start, and in the beginning, of course, they're not even moving, and they're just about to sit up, and then they're crawling by the end of class, and some are even walking because the semester is 4 months long. So there's all sorts of rotational obstacle course activities that you're going to do with them that are going to be fun and energetic and connect you with your child.
Okay, so let's be honest. Second only to New York, Washington is one of the more competitive cities on this planet. Are you setting up parents to freak out and worry that their 6-month-old isn't walking and crawling by the end of class?
No, it's not at all about that. A lot of what Kidville is about socialization, both for the child and for the parent. It has become in New York, and we're looking forward to the same in this area. It becomes kind of a community center for young families.
Like we always say, you can choose your friends your whole life, but you can't choose when your friends have kids. So you got to find other families that have kids the same age. And one of the things that you'll do in Big Muscles for Little Babies is you'll meet other mommies and other daddies that have kids the same age. And so you're having this great experience together where the kids are playing together and the parents are involved, and it's a real community atmosphere. And you get your kids out.
So for our viewers out there who, you know, went their whole childhood and they're out there saying, like, you know, my kids are fully grown and they did just fine without all these classes that kids have the opportunity to offer today, what do you say to them when they're skeptical, saying, I did just fine playing in my backyard?
I think there are these options already out there. There are competitors out there, but they're kind of scattered about. And what Kidville tries to do is consolidate them all under a clean, safe, and secure environment. So basically, it takes what has been out there for years and years and years and just kind of perfects it in every way, you know, whether it be the programming or the atmosphere and the environment, and just makes it clean, safe, secure, and fun for the family.
Makes it more user-friendly.
Exactly.
So it's that last part too that I'm getting at when you try to describe this to a grandparent and they say, oh, you know, give them a baseball and a bat and put them in the backyard and they'll be fine. You're saying that it's a little bit more complicated in today's urban environment.
And it's not, and even in the suburbs, it's as fun for the parents as it is for the kids. Like, so if you go to a Little Maestro's class where there's a 4-piece band and a guitar player and an assistant and a drummer and a keyboard player, and the parents and the kids are having the experience together, sure, you could go to the backyard or you could put them out, but this is about bonding and it's about socialization and about activities, being around other families and other kids. So it's a progression, just like anything else. You know, there used to be bad coffee, and then Starbucks came around. People started drinking Starbucks. There used to be just your backyard, maybe, and then the advent, you know, of early childhood development classes, which have been around for 40 years. We've just taken it to the next level.
So also, too, for our broader audience, those who don't have kids or whose kids are grown but are interested in a young, successful Manhattan couple already involved in an enormously successful chain, Cozy's is extremely popular in this area. You had one of the top PR, and still do, one of the top PR firms in New York. The days when people were suddenly put on the covers of magazines and much written about. Why take on such an enormous project? And why does he seem so excited about it that he looks like he wants to be in one of the classes?
Well, I think it's because at this time of our life, this is kind of where we are. We have young children, and it was very much where our heads were at and what we were dealing with, and it was very easy to get, you know, grow so passionate and excited about it because it really was kind of, it did come out of a need that we felt ourselves.
And you said it to begin with, we wanted to do something together. I mean, this was a chance, you know, we had both had successful businesses, it was a chance to do something as a family, and I mean, it's beyond our wildest expectations. We're franchising now all over the country. We've announced that there's going to be Kidville franchises in Dallas, and we're going to be making other announcements soon, so it's been fabulous. It's been, you know, we've been doing Kidville for 5 years now. It's just been great to work with Shari and to have our kids grow up there, and we want to bring that to the rest of the communities of the country.
So obviously, Shari, you had some access to people with capital, people with ways to help you start a business, but talk to our audience, people who have great ideas and they want to bring it to fruition. What were some of the things